dun, dun.
Polly Harnett. I've got no name, that woman with no name. Welcome to the Sunday Sofa, everybody. My name is Polly Harnett, and I am a spiritual medium, tarot card reader, trance medium, and animal healer communicator. And I'm really pleased to see you all today. Excuse us if we're looking both a little bit tired. We both have been having late nights. Okay, obviously I don't know if anyone saw the Sensing Spirit last night. Jane tried to watch Sensing Spirit last night, but unfortunately fell asleep. And obviously we were out on location last night with 999 Paranormal Investigations. So that is why I'm tired, because I've had 3 hours sleep. However, very excited to see you all on this Sunday.
So, shall we have some hellos?
Let's do that.
Hello, Michaela, sorry.
Hello, Jennifer Rogers. Got double vision.
Hi, Mr. and Mrs. B. Not Mr. and Mrs. P, but Mr. and Mrs. B.
Hi, Christine Bonner.
Hi, Keith Bernard Abbott. Hello to you.
Hello, Cassandra.
Morning. Ooh. Hello, Michelle.
Hello, Michelle Harris.
Hello, Millie B. Hiya.
That sounds like a little pop star's name, doesn't it, Millie B?
Yeah, Millie B, yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Terry Wall. She was making me laugh last night.
Hello, Vicky Taylor.
Hello, Jana.
Hello, I'm going to say Arlene Fido.
Hello, Alison Barton. The lovely Alison.
Hi, Sharon Thomas.
Hello, Sally Worker.
Hi, Sheena Lightheart from sunny. Oh, she's rubbing it in. Sunny Scotland.
It's not sunny here.
Yeah.
Hi, Denise Smith. It actually was quite nice, and then it's torrential rained, didn't it?
It did several times. Hi, Joanne Lewis.
Hello, Sue.
Hello, Claire Colbeck.
Hello, Helen Adams.
No.
More.
Hi, Mandy Tomlin.
Hello, Wendy Lindsay. Not
Wendy's.
sure who Holly is.
She's in the Christmas mode, isn't she? Yeah. Holly and the ivy. It's not that far away, is it?
Hi, Trish Woods.
I can be a bit scratchy, actually, like Poison Ivy. Hello, Suzanne Wally.
Hello, B. Tara Angels.
I'm Marie Keynes. Kens? Nothing like it then, was I?
Ken. Hi, Donna. Hi.
Hi, Grace. Pauline Briggs Morris.
Wow, hello, Tracy Jane Dolphin. Now, I think shall we make a good start? Oh, hello, Nia from New York. So
yeah,
we need to make a start. We'll say hello to some
more
people shortly. Hello to everybody that is joining us today. So today we're gonna, like we did last time, we're gonna leave it open to you guys. Okay. So anything that you would like to talk about, anything you'd like to ask us, anything you'd like to discuss, or get us. I always like debate. I love a good debate. So please do get us a debate. That'd be really cool, wouldn't it? Hi, Denise. Let's read that. Polly, one of my cats was running around my bedroom as if chasing something in and out of cupboards, and it's only because I've just done some eye drops. That's why I can't see very well. And on and off chest drawers, as if chasing something and whining about 5 a.m. but nothing there. I wonder if he could see spirit. I just weird it. I'm not saying that it isn't right, but I just saw a moth in my head. Okay, it might have been that there was a little moth or something. I'm not saying that your cat's not seeing spirit, because cats and dogs are very, very spiritual. But for some reason in my head I saw a moth straight away, boom, like that. Okay, so just don't be surprised if there was something flying around. Okay, but would have been quite silent, not like a big old fly. But yeah, I'm thinking a moth, I have to say. And usually I'm right when they come room like boom, like that.
Yeah. But Denise, did you have the light on? Because you know the moths love a bit of light, don't they? Or they were heading for the light. So just sleep with the light on in the hallway. Who knows? Maybe there was a little moth slipping about.
Flying to the light, Carol.
Yeah.
So
can you communicate with a moth?
Can I? Do you know?
Yeah.
I've never tried.
There you go. There's a new one for you, Polly, when you're communicating with animals and insects.
Do you know what though? When you see moths, actually, that's a very, very spiritual thing. It's like butterflies. I mean, they always call moths the ugly butterflies, don't they? But I think moths are actually very beautiful. I think they're really gorgeous, actually. One of my favourite little insects, I have to say. But they're very, very spiritual. And if you do have like moths that keep coming in and they're a certain colour, then always look them up to see their meaning. Butterfly meanings as well with colours are really, really important. So a blue one will mean obviously completely different than a white one, for example, or a red one. And really spiritual little things they are. So yeah, it could have been a moth. I definitely saw a moth straight away. And yeah, it's not even as if it's happened at my house. I just saw one straight away. So Shelley, hi Shelley, how are you doing, Shelley Hawkins? So yeah, so what would you like to start the debate about, Jane, then? What do we talk about?
Sleep deprivation.
Do you know what though? No, it was dark still. Yeah. It was dark still. Oh bless.
They obviously still move around though, don't they, Denise? They just because the light's not on, they still got to move around. Surely they don't just wait for the light to come on, because they only come out at night. So
of course they do. Of course they do. So so do you want to talk about sleep deprivation?
Yeah, just say Heidi ho to Heidi Spicer.
Heidi ho. Donna, how come nobody ever comes through for me? I don't know, because I don't know you, but sometimes I actually do know a couple of people, I'm going to be honest with you, that have come for readings with me and other people, and they have been a real struggle. In fact, there's somebody I know very well who has the same thing, that can never take any of the information that's given to them on somebody that's passed away. Now, sometimes it can be that we are sort of, let's say, emotionally blocked. Okay, sometimes we can be emotionally blocked with something in this life, for example. It could have been some trauma, something that you don't even remember sometimes. So energetically we can block ourselves, if you like, emotionally, because it might be that we only want to hear one certain thing, one certain word, one certain line, or hear from one certain person, whereas sometimes people are giving information about people maybe further back. It could be that the information, without you having to do it, without you doing a bit of homework, won't make sense. It's never usually because they don't want to come through to you. So this is another thing that actually happened to me a while ago doing a reading, and somebody said that they felt like they never got the person they wanted through. I actually felt really compelled to tell them to go for a past life regression, and they did go for a past life regression. And actually since then, well, this was a few months back now, since their past life regression, I won't go into the story that they saw, because that's their personal business, and plus the fact if they were watching they would also know I was talking about them. But yeah, since that it sort of unblocked their emotions, if you like. And also they sort of work for spirit, or they've been training to work for spirit, and since their past life regression they've also been a lot more open and seeing a lot more. So I would really recommend that if you feel like you've got maybe an emotional block, whether it's from this life or a past life, that you maybe do go into something like try a shamanic past life healing, for example, or a hypnosis sort of past life regression, because emotionally we can be really blocked from, like I said, from this life traumas and things that have gone on in this life. It could even be the trauma of the passing of the person that you want to connect with. Okay, it could have been something that happened in your past or even a past life. What do you think, Jane?
Oh, no, I agree. And I'm a prime example, because I think half the reason I suppress my mediumship is because I block contact with my dad. It's a weird thing. I can go and work for other people, but when it comes to me, I can be a little bit emotionally closed off. But people have brought my dad through, but I struggle to connect to him myself. The only time I get an inkling he's around me is when something's going on with me and I get little signs. So even as someone working like this, doesn't mean we're always getting what we want either. But while you was talking, I did pick a Donna a card, and I got mending. And straight away, it made me, just because they're looking up to the sky, it did make me feel there's a figure in the clouds. If you really look, I don't know if Richard, can you see that, Richard, if I zoom in? There's a figure up in the sky. And to me, that is like you looking up, waiting for someone to connect to you. But also, I feel that person is around you. They are around you. You're just not, like we were saying, you've got some kind of emotional block maybe going on that's stopping you connected, but that doesn't mean they're not there. And maybe if anyone is giving you messages, because I've got the name, I don't know why, I got the name James, so I can't take that away. And although that card is 52, there's some relevance to the number 52 as well, because it drew me straight to it. So for me, mending is that you're still emotionally healing, and there is something either in a past life or this current life that is holding you back from any messages that you may be getting through. You may not understand some of your messages, like Polly said. You may not understand what 52 or James means that I've just brought out, but there will be relevance in any message you're getting. There may be something in you that's stopping you understanding it, and it could be something relevant to the person that you're not aware of and you need to ask questions about. But don't think they're not there. They are. Maybe you're not ready to get some of the information that people could bring out. I don't think it's ever a case of no one wants to talk to people. I think it's just, it's for our own good sometimes when we are healing down here.
Absolutely.
But I picked that, so I had to do it. I just thought, I've got to do that. And mending just seemed quite apt. There's something obviously emotionally that you're still healing from.
So I just pulled one out, ironically, out of this pack. And we've got rejuvenating rain. It says clear the past, heal the present. How ironic is that?
Yeah.
And this is like a definite thing, I want to say, that is sort of, let's say, followed you from a past experience, from a past, like I said, like this life, a past life. It sort of doesn't matter. Past is past. But what it is about clearing emotions. So I just keep picking up, and I hope this does make sense to you. A man up there. Now, usually I would say gentleman, but I don't want to say a gentleman, to be honest. There's a gentleman up there that wasn't particularly easy to connect with when he was even down here. There could have been some, it's almost like quite either standoffish or quite sergeant majorish when he's coming through. He's like one of these people that like you know when you just sort of don't know if you're pleasing them or not, or you're trying your best to please them but you're sort of not getting anything back. He sort of feels very upright, very, when I say cold emotionally, he would be sort of seemed cold around family, but to other people they would have thought he was sort of some sort of quite an upstanding gentleman, or quite powerful in a way. Now I'm not quite sure if this is a father or grandfather figure that is coming through, but he's definitely one that I'm going to say that sort of had almost like two personalities coming in. Like he could be like very charming to like the outside world and maybe not quite so charming to the people that were close. Okay, I hope this makes some sense to you. I was getting a J name, but more like John there, that would be connected somehow. So please do let us know if that makes sense. If not, you need to do a little bit of homework on that.
She has put up wow. I don't know if that's wow, or just wow.
Yeah, I think it might have been to do with the cards, but
yeah, it could be.
Do take that information and do look back into or ask people within the family if it doesn't make sense to you, because it should. Okay.
And again, if people are scared of regression, because some people are, aren't they? I know my first attempt at regression, I thought, oh, not for me. And now I'm just like, oh yeah, I'll take some of that. But if you're scared of regression and you don't want to do it that way, then just do some meditations and build up that way. Because in your own meditations, in your own, when you're more relaxed, you may get more information. You may be able to help with that. Or, as we are healers as well, Polly, go and have some healing, because that opens up your meridians and your chakras to open up and release emotional or any kind of blockage in your body, not just physically but also emotionally. So try that.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, Gillian Wren. Love Gillian.
Hi, Natasha.
Hi,
South Africa.
Antoinette. South Africa, huh?
Hi, Kelly McKeaton.
Hi, Marie Cairns. Holly, my dog Elsa, who has lymphoma and treated at the beginning of the year, went into remission after success chemo. I'm a little concerned about her at the moment. Can you pick anything up? I would have to have a photo, Marie. Really?
Do you know, I thought you was going to say I'd have to have a feel of her.
Marie, I'll talk to you later.
There you go, Marie. Hi, Stacia.
Hi, Stace.
Sheena Lightheart. Hi, ladies. A week ago, my husband was outside our front door and he saw a bee laying breathless. He lifted it and placed it on a leaf. Now the bee does not leave us. Oh, that's interesting. Actually, that's quite nice, because how many people have I seen that have put little sugar water out for bees back in the summer to try and save them, but they haven't really been able to. So it's nice that the bees lived. That's a great achievement. But yeah, how lovely.
Right, keep talking for a minute, because I'm going to Google that.
Keep talking. She's going to Google bees while I keep talking. So, okay, I've got to ask, and it's not me being cynical. How do you know it's the same bee? Maybe you just attract bees. Maybe there's some relevance to bees, or maybe it's the rest of the bee family coming back to thank you. It could have been someone could have been an important bee, couldn't it? What do you reckon? What do you reckon, Mr. P?
Yeah, let's not repeat that then, Mr. P. Hey?
We won't repeat that. You tell us off. We've got to be professional here. Be professional.
Right, here we go. Bee symbolism and meanings include dedication, teamwork, prosperity, and other admirable traits. Because bees exist on every continent on Earth except Antarctica, they are the subjects of mythology and folklore in cultures around the world. In addition, the bee spirit animal appears in the spiritual belief systems of many cultures, both ancient and new. So dedication, teamwork, prosperity, and other admirable traits. So they're basically saying that if a bee is around you, expect good things. Basically, there's a lot of good luck around them, but it is, I would say, with the dedication word, it's like dedication to hard work and then reaping the rewards from your hard work. Okay, so if you're in a situation at the moment where you're pushing forward for something, wanting something new, a new project maybe, or even just like luck being on your side after a bit of a difficult time, I'd take it as a symbolism, especially if you keep seeing the same bee, or or like Jane said, it could be different bees that are attracted to you. But I don't know, to be honest, I don't know much about bees and their behaviours really, apart from what we know about bees, obviously, that they pollinate and they make honey. But yeah, they're supposed to be very lucky. So just know that it's a very lucky sign to have. I don't know if they decide to is it normal that one bee would be attracted to you all the time?
Is it normal? Well, I mean, you do see behaviour. You do see bees. It's weird. I mean, yeah, we're now turning into Richard David Attenborough, but you do see wasps. If you're out and about, wasps are all together, aren't they? Going around, getting on your nerves, wanting to sting somebody because they're up. But you very rarely see a load of bees together unless you are near a beehive. you only tend to see one bee, don't you, around?
That's
if it's
actually
around,
true. They go
yeah.
and do
Or
their
if
stuff,
you're
don't
near,
they,
if
and they
you're
go
near a
back.
lot of flowers, you'll see more bees going into the flowers. But I actually picked, I've just picked another card because I just thought it's random. I've got breath, and it just made me think because her husband has saved it, sort of breathed back life into it. But also, we need bees. We've been told time and time again how much we need bees to keep pollinating. So we need to look after them. So it is, one bee. We say this on the show. If we can help one person, we've done something good. Well, saving one bee is one step nearer to keeping them pollinating and looking after our environment. And it breathes back good air into our environment. So it was a good deed, well worth doing, whether it is the same bee or not. But yeah, bees are loners unless they're in their bees. Yeah, unless Winnie the Pooh's up there trying to get them.
Sheena said spot on. So whatever we said, it sounded good.
Yeah.
Even though Mr. Producer said that we were talking a load of
not
la 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 la. Right. Okay. Keith, do you feel the truth will be lifted in this climate we are in and in the spirit world, bringing about the change too? Do I? Right, okay, I'm going to be careful about how I say things. Okay, whoops, that was me just pinging my earphones. Okay, right, yes and no. When I say yes and no, Keith, I feel that those people that are ready and evolved enough to see the truth, okay, will. And I do feel like more people are going to, even in a very third dimensional way, are going to start seeing the truth, even if they don't want to see the whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
Yes, I think a lot more people, especially over the last couple of years, have become more spiritual. I don't know if you agree, Jane, but so many more people have come forward with just wanting more knowledge about it, wanting to learn about working with their higher selves, wanting to learn about their guides, wanting to almost know that there is something more than this three-dimensional life. So yes, I do feel like the truth will be lifted. All of them, I think that would really be impossible because of the way things are kept under hats. And but yes, I do think a lot more people will see what needs to be seen.
I think there's an element where we're not all meant to see.
I don't think we're all evolved enough to see.
We're not. We weren't here for that reason. Obviously we are. We're assuming we are, but I don't think there's some people here that aren't here for that reason. They're here for other reasons. We're not all here to open up to spirit. We're not all here to believe there was another purpose. And also, you could read, if someone was watching the show now, could read Keith's comment differently as well. There's lots of ways you could read into that. I mean, we're reading it, like you said, we're being careful, we're being mindful. We would say it's more spiritual. It's not everything that goes on, obviously is. I'm on a roll now. I keep picking cards out. I've just picked imagine. So, Keith, imagine if we all were on this spiritual realm, if we were all on this spiritual high and evolving, and everyone was working spiritually, how lovely it may be. But would it? Because if you went back and read some of the stories, like with Atlantis, where everyone was meant to be spiritual and knowledgeable, greed still stepped in, because you can't remain it 100%. There's always going to be a time that you step back and do something. Your emotions get in the way. You'll act like a human. You'll act selfish, not intentionally, but we're all entitled to sort of self-pity ourselves at times. But that imagine is lovely, because it's almost like you're going up the steps, isn't it, to the spirit world, and you're holding up. Yeah, it's enlightenment. You've got all this going on. You've got the moon. You're holding on to the moon, and it's like you've opened up. So as long as you're happy, opening up, and you're enjoying your time, you don't need to worry about anyone else around, because we're not here to make people change. Or you've put there, I know it's free choice and will. So we're not here to change people's way. We're here to just do what we do. And if people start liking that, start wanting to ask about that, that's great. We've done our bit. But we're not here to get everyone on the same train, because then we're not giving them free choice and free will. We're encouraging them to believe in us, and we're not asking people to do that. We're just talking about what we know, and hoping that if you've got interest in that and that's the way you're going, you can gain a knowledge from people. But if anyone doesn't want to do that, then you have to accept that's not the train they're meant to be on. So
Absolutely.
you can imagine that world, but as long as you're heading that way, that's the most important thing.
Absolutely, I totally agree with absolutely everything you said, because it is free choice and it is free will, and those who should will be encouraged to. And I don't think that's necessarily by being preached at by anybody. I think that's more the fact of finding out for themselves, or their life path helping them in a different direction. I actually pulled you a card, and it says solitude in silence, peace prevails. Now this card here is quite funny really, because it's saying to me, you know, we don't need to preach. Okay, a lot of people preach about different things, different religions, different situations, different things that are going on in the world. It's okay to be annoyed by it, but I think that we have to get to a point where we are living in our own peace. We're only living in our own state of what's right for us. And I also feel that certain people are evolved to a point where we're not there to preach to anyone, but we're there for those people when they are ready to maybe pull forward on that, you know, on their journey. We're there for them to guide and help them, but we're certainly not there to force them or preach to them. And I would say that of any situation or any religion or any belief, you know, it's not for us to force it down anyone's throat.
No. We had a question back there, Richard, about auras, I see. Did it? Can't remember.
Hello, Wendy.
Hello, lovely Wendy. Auras. I think it was. There it is. Michaela. If I said that right now, Mr. P? Slap my hand. Is it normal for some people not to see auras? Yes. Because I don't. I'm going to be honest. I don't think I very rarely see auras. I sometimes get, you know, like when it's hot, it's been cold in the morning, but then the sun comes out and you see that on the road, you see that heat sort of lifting off the road. Have you ever seen that when you're driving? Obviously, I am paying attention to the road people as well, but it's when you're in traffic.
She's not.
Nah, but I get that around people sometimes. I get like a more what I call a see-through sense, like the electrical field coming off them, but very rarely. So I don't read auras. I'm not one that takes photographs of them either. I understand what some of the colours may mean, but I wouldn't necessarily see an aura around somebody. So I don't think, again, that everyone has that ability to do it. It's not something we all have to be able to do either. What do you think?
God, no, I'm exactly the same. I mean, I actually can. You can actually train yourself to do it, but I can do it, but it really doesn't interest me, because it really doesn't. I mean, I could hold hands with somebody and tell them how they're feeling. I could hold hands with somebody and tell them where they're like need to maybe let go emotionally in their chakras. I can look at them laying on a bed, over a healing bed over the other side of the room, and I can tell them where I think that they need working on.
Yeah.
But auras, I mean, it's not, just some people, it's like some people love doing tea leaves. I don't really. I'll do it once, and I think I've done that, you know. It's just not the way I work. And it's like, again, you know, some people are really good spiritual counselors, some people are really good tarot readers, some people are really good mediums, some people are, you know, really good at reading ribbons. It's just like, I think it's what you're drawn to, and some people will naturally see things like that, and some people will have to work at it. And if you want to do it and work at it, try. If it's not your thing, go to the thing that is your thing, okay, and be bloody good at it. Excuse my language.
Yeah, and I must agree. It's not something I find interesting, because you're right. If you're with somebody, if you touch their hand, and like you said, or even be in the same room as them, you will pick up what's going wrong. Not going wrong, but what is upsetting them or what is happening around them. You don't need the aura to tell you that. The only thing I think with our aura is we even if we can't see it, we're protecting it all the time, because we're working spiritually, so we have to keep our aura protected. But that doesn't mean we have to know what color it is. I mean, if my aura was being shown today, I think people would probably see a bit of green, not because I'm lovely and, you know, heartfelt, because actually I've had quite an emotional couple of days. So emotionally, I'm feeling a little bit fraught. So I could be green, but I could also be blue because I've been holding back some words I want to say. I don't know what colour is going on around me. I just know daily I do protect that and keep my aura quite protected to stop people keep affecting me. But yeah, it's not something I've overly been interested in.
If you think about it, you could wake up in a really good mood and your aura might be one colour or a combination of colours. Then you could, I don't know, go to the shops and have a bit of road rage, right? That's really annoyed you. And then your aura is going to be a completely different colour. Then, you know, you might calm down again, see your friend, have a cup of coffee. It's all got nice, a different colour again. So in that whole day, you know, your aura can change, God, and then some. Now, there might be some people that do the aura cameras, and I'm not knocking them either. But again, it's going to probably, if they took 3 photos in a row, I can't imagine them
Wouldn't be the
same.
No.
So how can they be totally accurate? I mean, please don't shoot me if you're an aura camera operator.
And making good money out of it. But yeah. I agree. No.
Yeah, but are we talking about Richard just said that it's a fact that the human eye cannot pick up auras, but a camera can. However, when you're looking at auras, I don't think you're looking through your normal eyes. You're looking through your third eye, in which case you're seeing the energetic field of something rather than something with your own eyes. Because if you saw it with your own eyes, then you could see it, I could see it.
Yeah, and remember, although a lot of stuff is proved scientifically now, there are still things that they will still debate until they have absolute evidence of it. And unless they can't see the aura, they're not going to believe there is an evidence of it. But auras are energy, like everything. When we hold a card up, the card is energy. Our hands are holding energy. Everything's holding energy. So, you know, I mean, I did have that aura photography done once, and my hands and feet did have the red glow on it, which showed I was a healer. Well, obviously, yes, I'm a healer.
And that makes you ready brick.
Yeah, I said that. I thought I looked like the ready brick woman. But again, I could have had that. The red might stay there because I am a healer, but my colour around me could change with my mood swings. So, yeah, I mean, scientifically, I get that most people can't see it. We're saying, well, you say, Polly, if you do it hard enough, you can. I find it boring. And I just know if someone comes near me, their energy sparks off anyway. I can feel someone's agitation a mile off. I can tell when someone's sat in front of me before I start reading that their aura is telling me this is one unhappy person, not sure why they're sat with me, or this is one emotional person, or this is one lovely person that just really needs guidance. It doesn't take a colour around them for me to work that out.
So Keith's written, your aura is radiating the chakra colours and which shows a mood and physical light of it.
Yeah. Which is true, which we've just said. If our mood changes, we are always going to change. If we feel at threat, our aura is going to change. It's it goes with us. So, and isn't it scientifically proved though? It's our aura that goes with us, with soul. Yeah. Moving on.
Keith said the CIA were training the mind to see auras and distant viewing a long while ago.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, but that's the same as I can do that. What is it I can do, Richard? Because you say it better than me. With one of my psychic abilities, I've got the
remote viewing.
Well, that and telepathic. So I can telepathically read a thought. It's got a name though, and and the CIA and telepathy. Thank you, because you know how uneducated I am. But the CIA, the army, or special forces have all used those abilities in training to find out what their enemies are up to. So again, they acknowledge abilities like that when it suits them, wouldn't acknowledge other abilities. So it's quite interesting, isn't it, how they only want to take what suits them maybe in there. But yeah, I agree with Keith. They might have trained auras, but they trained for a lot of other things to be able to be one step ahead of their enemies. Absolutely. If they want to employ me, feel free. Bit rusty at the moment.
Stainsby. Joe Stainsby.
I was going to say, what happened to her first name, Polly?
No, sorry. I was trying because my eyes are bad. I do apologise.
We've done Wendy,
I
Richard.
missed out that bit.
Yeah, we've done. Come on. Hi,
Hello.
Salim.
Is it Salam? Hi, Heather Green.
Hello, Snowly Baker.
Cool names. Hi, Christine. Great. It looks like an L. I do apologise.
We're going to have cue cards. Mr. P's going to have to put another screen up of cue cards and break the words down for us. We are terrible people.
I thought you were going to say cucumber. I can see even my glasses aren't going to make. Even my glasses won't make a difference because my eyes aren't very good today.
Right, Donna Hoy has asked, can I ask you a question, please? Every night, dead on 10 p.m. till 12 a.m., I hear whistles and my name being called when I'm lying in bed. I get the feeling that someone is sitting next to me, needs some guidance. Whistling and your name being called is quite common, isn't it, when you first have someone trying to get your attention? It's quite a common. I mean, whistling in there. We've talked about that before. Back in the beginning of the pandemic, we were all suffering, weren't we, with whistling in our ears? Yeah, and I had a chronic not earache as such, but my ear. I was constantly playing with it, making it sore because all I had was this like high pitched whistling sound going on in it. So whistling is very common. Lots of people mention it when the spirit trying to connect, or there's a change in frequency or aura. Yeah, there we go. Moving swiftly on to the next one.
Yes, you.
Yeah, your time 10 till 12. I mean, we always have this belief 4 o'clock's the witching hour. So when we wake up at 4, it's because we're.
I thought it was 3.
It's between 3 and 4, isn't it? But lots of people put up 4, but it is between 3 and 4. But then again, if you went back to midnight, anything after midnight's a witching hour, because if you went to Cinderella, she turned back into a pumpkin. But anything after 12 o'clock has got some significance. So we could go on forever with the witching hour.
I don't think she turned into a pumpkin.
I don't think, Carrie's turned into a pumpkin. She turned back into an old mopping lady, but she still looked good, didn't she? Bearing in mind she was Disney, so she, was she real? Who knows? But realistically, anything after midnight, anything could happen. Vampires, werewolves, ghouls, the midnight full moon, suddenly we're all going mad. So I don't think the time is necessarily relevant. It may be just a time that you don't settle. I could be wrong.
I do think it's relevant because what you haven't said, and so I might be wrong here, is it's not woken you up as such. Okay, it's almost
you're
like
awake.
You're awake and you start to feel this. Now you might be laying in bed between 10 and 12 because that's a reasonable time to be laying in bed, right? And if you are sort of one of those people that doesn't sort of fall asleep straight away, which I'm not either, when you're sort of in that relaxed, half awake, half asleep sort of zone, that's when they're going to be, for one, you're probably not going to have your TV on, you're probably not going to have a radio on, you're probably not going to be, doing anything other than laying in bed, for example, or relaxing. And so in that relaxed state, or when you're like letting your mind wander, or you're half awake, half asleep, that's actually when spirit, if they are trying to communicate with you, are going to be able to, because there's nothing getting in the way. You're not running around cleaning the bathroom, sorting the kids out, running here, there and everywhere, making dinner. You're actually in bed. So this is like saying that this is a time when, especially with the whistling, that's very significant of like when you're becoming more spiritually aware, more tuned in, that you're basically your energetic self, your spiritual self is more awake. So they're trying to wake you up even more, if you like, and sort of play with the frequencies with you. So you will expect that. And that's sort of a time when years back, I would have had the same, where they were trying to sort of get in and I had to be very disciplined, if you like, to tell them not to, because it wasn't really an appropriate time. Like, do it tomorrow.
She's put that, Donna's put that they were the times we were told about my father-in-law and brother passing. So the times are relevant to her.
Mm-hmm.
So, but could the times be relevant? And that's there anyway. And then she's just getting that sensation. I mean, she's saying someone's sitting next to her, so it makes me think she is obviously possibly still sitting somewhere, or she is in bed reading or doing something like that, and they've come and sat next to her. And again, that is quite common because, like you said, you're very your mind's quiet. You know, when we all do that, sit there at night, the peace and quiet, especially if you've got young family around you and they're suddenly asleep, that peace and quiet is so precious. And we just listen to all the noise in the night. So it would be more, you would be more open to hearing noises you're not expecting to hear. So, yeah. But is it constant, Donna? Is it between the hours of 10 and 12, or does it happen at 10 and then again at 12?
I would say
it's quite a big window.
Because because you know the energy when they were living of your brother and your father-in-law, I would say that if it was one of them, you would feel their energy. You would feel like that familiarity. What is that noise of them?
Well, did it sound like a motorbike or thunder?
I wasn't quite sure if it was thunder.
If your keyboard sounds like thunder, I'm very worried how angry you are. That's how angry. I just picked Donna Fates, the Fates. And the people, no, Fate.
Yes, it's constant.
Fate. So it could, again, yes, it's constant. So that's a long period of time, isn't it? So fate, again, everyone says, oh, it's fate I did this. Oh, it's fate I didn't go out there. And fate is a word used a lot. I mean, I've used it sometimes that, you know, when things happen, we happen for a reason. So I think it's quite relevant with the fates that, yes, it's something that someone's trying to draw your attention to something. I did get a feeling as well, though, if it's constant and it is around times relevant to that, is there something going on in your family at the moment? Because when I look at that card, I do get a sense of crumbling. It's making me feel that something at the moment is not quite glued together. I feel like there's a pull going on. So maybe they're coming back around that time, giving you those signals because there's some kind of family. I don't want to say it's a conflict, but I just feel there's something going on around your family at the moment. So it is fate that they are coming in because they're trying to draw attention to something that may be going on, and maybe something that could actually be sorted out quite easily. But I feel there's bits of pull everywhere because I look at her and I just feel everyone's being pulled away, and I want to pull it back. And I want to say, it's like she's doing, reach for the stars. Believe in what you would feel anyway. I'm a great believer. If you feel that, believe it, trust it. It's for you to go with. It's not for anyone else to put, you know, say that isn't happening. Go with that and believe and trust it. Don't be dismissed by it. But is there a situation in the family at the moment involving around the two that you've sadly lost that could need a little bit of work on, and they're coming to you because were you the sensible one, the mediator, the person that would normally hold things together? Find out what's going on that may need some attention, some love put in it.
Yeah, definitely. But every night I just feel like shouting out, "Shut up!" but nothing comes out. Right, I believe you've been there. It is really hard, especially like I said, because you're in that sort of state of in and out of consciousness or relaxed. That is when they're going to be most. Well, it's like hearing a clock ticking. Just for example, you know, haven't heard that clock tick all day. You go to bed and it's just like in your head, isn't it? It's annoying. It's annoying. It's annoying. You do have to be disciplined in this, okay? I would say literally in your head, say no, thank you, move back, okay? Or if you're going to give me a message, tomorrow in the daytime when you can sort of deal with it. I don't just think I'm going to be honest with you, I don't just think it's your spirit loved ones that are there. I think you're really opening up now. And if you're not already on your spiritual path or learning to communicate with spirit or understand spirit, I've been told I'm gifted too. I was going to say, please do, okay? Please do go and start searching these things out, because it was like me. I've had this all my life. I've had the ability. I didn't want it at certain points, okay, because I just wanted to be a normal kid. But obviously now it's a very different matter. But if you're supposed to be doing something, they're going to poke you in the right direction until you do something, okay? We say we have free will, and yes, we do. But if you're supposed to be a spiritual being and a spiritual person or helping other people, that's where they're going to try and take you, okay? So when I say listen to the signs, listen to what's going on, seek out some a circle, or SPTV provides circles, and people advertising for circles, all to do with that work on SPTVs are all vetted. Really start looking into things that are going to start interesting you in that way. You'll find that actually when you learn how to ground yourself, you'll be able to stop it. When you learn the discipline, you'll be able to stop it, or only do it when you want to do it rather than when they keep pestering you to do it. I did pull you a card. It says begin now, take your first step. So this card is saying that if you're not already on that journey, definitely look. If you look at the card, it's really quite lovely. It's sort of like this little character there, sort of guiding you down this sort of long, sort of windy road. And believe me, your spiritual journey is a long, windy road, because you discover so much about yourself during that journey that really it's about you first, your spiritual journey. It's not about being a reader. It's not about, you know, standing on a platform. It's about you and how you feel and how you deal with things, and the emotions around that, and the connection. And it's not just connection with spirit loved ones, it's connection with yourself, your higher self. So please do start on that journey, Donna.
Lovely.
It's
all gone quiet.
So quiet.
Oh, that sounded like, what's her name?
Yeah, I know. Bjorn.
It's all so
Bjorn.
quiet. Hello, lovely Christine Davies.
Hello. I need some water. Rebel Granny O'Brien. Hi, everyone.
Oh.
I'm a rebel nanny. Hi, Chloe
Hi.
Owens.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm a rebel nanny. Don't know, we can't see because we made you move it over so we can see the words. Right then, have we got any more questions, Mr. P?
Oh, which one's that? That's the question. Well, we don't know the question because we can't see it. Cassandra, can I ask if the life review is a thing, how long is it? My 29-year-old brother passed in June very dramatically, and I can't seem to get him to come through. I'm sorry I'm repeating, I just don't want to get lost in the messages. Right, okay, the life review. Well, I could tell you one thing. Time up there is absolutely nothing like time down here. Time down here is measured. Time down here is, you know, we have minutes, seconds, minutes, hours. We have days, we have weeks, we have years. You know, we have to measure time on this planet. It's made time, it's measured time. Now, if you think about people up there, for example, just for a first example, my mum, who was very switched on spiritually, took 9 years to come through. 9 years, right? Now, out of anybody of my relatives, I'd have thought she'd have been first in the queue, but she wasn't, okay? And I went to a few different mediums, probably about 7, 8 mediums. None of them brought her through. None of them could even sort of reach her at all. But then when she did come through after that 9 years, she came through and then some. I was at a public demonstration, never thought she was going to come through, just gave up, okay? I'm not saying give up. What I'm saying is stand back from the emotion of the situation, because the moment I stood back from the emotion of the situation is the moment she came through and then some, literally. This reading I had was one of probably the most amazing readings I've ever had. And it was, like I said, a public demonstration. Everything she said, the people with me didn't have a clue about, they didn't know about. I'm not going to repeat it on here because there was obviously personal things going on there. But the thing is, you can't make somebody come through. If they're not ready to come through yet, or emotionally they're not ready to come through yet, they're not going to they're not sitting there thinking, I'm not going to come through for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 3 days, 4 weeks. They're not thinking like that. They're just coming, they're making their, transformation from one place to another. And if there'd been a lot of maybe trauma in this life, or if there'd been a lot of illness around them, it just might take them a little bit longer up there to be in the right place. Plus the fact we have to put it on the flip side, are we ready yet to hear the message from that person? You said that they passed away very dramatically, and it's really, really sad, and I'm so sorry for your loss. But we really want to hear from somebody, but at the same time we can be so emotionally consumed that it's actually blocking the whole flow of the whole thing. Okay, so what I really would like to say to you, Cassandra, is find some healing for yourself at the moment. Maybe speak to like a counsellor, a bereavement counsellor, or anybody involved with any other family members. Make sure you talk to the right people. Okay, don't be fobbed off. Talk to the right people, because your healing, your individual healing, and your family's individual healing is the first thing that needs to happen, so that you're in the right place for when a person comes through, and the message will then be what it needs to be. It will give you peace. It will give you peace of mind. Okay, so please do go and get that help, because I can't actually say enough the amount of people that have come to me for readings who haven't been for any counselling, bereavement counselling, and are literally in an emotional, really bad state, and it's almost like I can't believe that they haven't, or even been offered that sort of help. Please make sure that you do. Okay, please, because the more at peace you are, the more healed you are, the more likely they're going to be able to come through. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, June isn't that long ago.
No, it isn't.
And it's a question a lot of people do ask, don't they? Someone could pass, like they say yesterday, and they'll be going, oh, well, they won't come through yet, will they? It's too soon. There is no time frame on when they come through, whether it's now, whether it's 10 years, whether it's 20 years. It's how you're coping. It's how you're dealing with it. And it's like Polly said, if you need help, you need counselling, your family needs to grieve, you need to get through that. He's not going to come through and disrupt anything that you need to heal from as well. Again, I picked a card. I got new life. And if you see, it's like a little fairy. She's coming out of her, but it's like stretching. He will go through a process as well. So it's like he's going through his process, you've got to go through your process, and then there will be a time when you will all come together. But it doesn't mean he's again not looking over you all. You said he was diagnosed with leukemia in January and then passed in hospital, so that's quite quick, and that's quite a lot to cope with, especially where hospitals are so restricted at the moment. I know that from obviously working at our local emergency department. It is very quick to deal with a loss for himself to be diagnosed and then go through that. So there's so much as a family that you need to go through. So your mum's already passed as well, so that's a lot. You're losing very close people that you've grown up with and need to be around. So just go and get some healing, go and get yourself through that process, and there will become a time, if you stay on your journey, that he will connect to you, but when it's the right time, because he's also processing, if that makes sense. But remember, he's with mum, and yeah, so there will be lots of love and support for him, and there'll be lots of love and support around you, but when you've gone through your grieving and got you some help.
Absolutely. I pulled a card. Well, I've got two actually fell out. So we've got ascending the mountains, keep going forward. So this card here is definitely saying that you need to really, is pushing forward on your journey at the moment, your journey and your recovery. I want to say you're going to learn a lot. I also want to say to you that there's a very high chance you're going to be helping people in some way the same in the future. So I keep seeing you as almost like some sort of counsellor or therapist yourself, okay? Because if you're not already, it feels like a really important path to go down. We'll go for more counselling. I'll wait for the right time. You're right. Thank you a million times. No, thank you, Cassandra. And you've got miracles. Expect the wondrous to emerge there, okay? And I do feel like, do you know, like sometimes things happen for a reason. Not obviously just, this isn't just happening for one reason, but an accumulation of things in your life will lead you to a place where you are actually have got so much knowledge and empathy and understanding that you are going to be helping others in some way, okay? Even if that is voluntarily, or that you're helping on some sort of site, for example, well, you're definitely going to be helping some people, Cassandra. And it's like, because of your knowledge and your love and your understanding and your compassion. So just know that that is the sort of the way forward for you, and really good luck to you.
She said that she gets that card every time, so thank you. So I'm assuming that's your card, Polly. Well, it could be my card. But there's definitely that with that my card, that new life, she's up on a column. That is that learning, that authority, but also that help, moving on to a new life to help others. So if you have had my card or Polly's card before and you understand the relevance to it, then take some positivity from that. And remember, when you say, oh, more counselling, if you train to be a counsellor, you will be counselled through it. So if you're not willing to step forward and do more counselling yet, if you go and train to be a counsellor, you actually have a grieving counselling. You'll go through that process while you're actually learning to be one. So bear that in mind if that may be the way forward, because you will be supervised on a counselling course while you're learning as well. So it may be that's the next step then, to go and learn to be one and do the process that way. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go to
Cassandra, I'm crying. Thank you so much. Polly's is pulled every time. Wow, I have thought about being a counsellor.
Yeah,
do you know what, Cassandra? It just feels like a no-brainer. I just feel like, you know, you're going to be so good at doing something like this, that it's almost like a life purpose in there. Now, you don't. I'm not talking about, you know, I'm not saying which sort of counsellor you should be, but whatever feels right to you. Okay, go down the route that feels like it's right for you. So do a bit of investigations.
Lovely. Thank you, Cassandra. Right, we're going to go to some adverts. So Mr. P is going to pop some adverts on. And we will be back to answer some more questions.
You're watching The Sunday Sofa with Polly and Jane. The show will continue after these short announcements. Tomorrow we have Brunch with SPTV, hosted by Alison and Stace. A show with guests, chat, workshops, interviews and so much more, that starts from 11 AM on Zoom and broadcasted to Facebook. Tomorrow night from 8 PM, Matt and Kirsty join us to answer your spiritual questions with free live oracle and mediumship readings. For more information on our broadcasts, schedule, and information about the presenters, please visit our website. That's it for all the announcements. I'll pass you back to Polly and Jane. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Hello. We are back.
Hello.
We are back, people.
We didn't go for long, did we?
No.
Can't get rid of us that easy.
The robot's gone and we're back.
Hi, Jen Severy, the robot.
I can't see it, Mr. P.
We can't see pictures.
Yeah, you carry on. We need to see the comments. The comments are more important to us. Hello, Lisa Wilkinson. Much more important to see the comments, Mr. P.
Absolutely. Hello, Linda Quinn.
Hi, Rachel. Channy from Texas. Greetings.
Carolyn shared, when my first husband died in an accident, I had the experience of being totally immersed in the brightest, loving white light. Would that have been angels or spiritual presence? Very possibly both, to be quite honest with you. They always do say that when you see an old evolved being or an angelic form, that you feel like you're literally immersed in like white light, almost like hugged or in a blanket of love and white light. So I would say that there very much could be the fact that he was coming in to give you that one last hug as well, okay, physically, and the fact that you're probably very much protected by angelic forces or angels I understand that lots of people don't believe in this sort of thing. However, if you're watching this, I'm going to say there's a probably high chances that you do. But yeah, absolutely, you'll be being just love protected and almost like held to know that everything's going to be all right in such tragic circumstances. So I'm really sorry for your loss as well, Carolyn.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I've had that feeling of immense white light and that presence around me. And when I had an incident on the operating table, when I obviously went for a little while and came back again, and I had it again when I had my operation last year after my operation, and when I woke up in my bed. So for me, it was knowing that there was presence around me. I think the first instance for me, what I knew it was loved ones, because I heard their voices. In the second incident last year, that was clearly not people I knew, but obviously some form of spiritual or angelic, or in how they looked at me, alien sort of presence to let me know I was safe and being well taken care of. It's a saying that I get quite a bit in when I've had readings, that I am well protected. So yeah, go with it. Like we probably said, if someone's watching this and you don't feel it's you don't believe in it, or you're not sure about it, that's fine. But I'd like to think if you were watching these shows and tuning into SPTV, you're intrigued by it, if nothing else, and that you start to understand it. So it really was amazing. Yeah, I think when I first had it, Carolyn, I felt a little bit scared because I wasn't quite sure if it was the drugs. and I didn't tell anyone because I thought they'd probably think I'd need sectioning. But as my spiritual journey grew and I started opening back up to what I obviously clearly was doing for a long time but was suppressing, I realised it was all part of my journey, and I had to embrace it. And now, I don't care what people think when I tell them. It was what happened to me, and I'm quite happy to say it. People don't have to believe it, because I know it happened. And it is an amazing thing when you open up to it. You when I woke up last year and felt my little alien forces around me, I just smiled and went back to sleep, because I knew that's okay. They're all looking after me and sort of tucking me in and keeping me safe until I came out of that trauma. So yeah, it is amazing, and it's a nice experience. Funny enough, I've picked a card not for you, but I think it's almost the opposite of what we just said. If it's not what people believe or are still struggling with, that's fine if it's not for you at the moment. But there's something ticking away there if you've tuned in, or even if someone's experienced it, there is something ticking away there that is making you think, oh, maybe. But actually, obviously, as the card was also pulled for you, I've got this strangest feeling about, when you have a Chinese and they put those crackers in, what they called the fortune cookies. Yeah, I don't know what relevance that is, but I've just got this really strange feeling that I'm being shown a fortune cookie. Is it any relevance to that feeling around you? Is there a relevance to it? Because I feel like that there's something taken out the fortune cookie and you've kept it. And this isn't saying I'm going right back. This is past. And I feel that there was a little slip of paper, the saying on it was kept for a reason. There was it was either whether it was a joke or it made you smile or it was relevant to that relationship. But I am being shown the note from the fortune cookie. So let us know if that makes sense to you, Carolyn.
Well, weirdly, it makes sense to me because I've still got it in my purse. But if it makes sense to you as well, Carolyn.
Well, weirdly, even weirdlier, but we know how weirdlier it all weirdlier it tunes in. I also have a fortune cookie saying in my purse from years ago. But we know that we are often shown things that are relevant to us, that are relevant to our sitters, whether it makes sense to us or not. But this fortune cookie is quite strong. I'm seeing the note, and it's sitting on a chessboard. Obviously, this card, but this card seems to be relevant to lots of things, not just to Carolyn. It's almost, no, can't understand that. Okay, so maybe it could happen. But to me, it's a past thing.
Are we keeping you up, Mr. Producer?
It does say not for you. Yeah, I feel like he's bored with us, Polly. I don't know why, but it does say not for you. Remember, Carolyn, the card. But I don't think I'm reading for Polly. I think this will be relevant, and something will come back to you on this, whether you understand it at the moment or not. because the chess set is making no relevance to me when I look at it in that card, even though it's been held out. I do feel you're picking, it's something that's going to come to you and you're going to go, oh no, it's making sense now. Yeah.
Okay, well, I've picked 2 cards out of a different deck. We've got Justice and we've got 3 of Cups there. So I really want to say they could probably this doesn't make sense now. It will make sense, Carolyn. There is going to be a situation around you where you feel like you have your justice. Okay, you feel like something you've been waiting for, something you've been waiting to hear about. It's sort of coming back in your favour. Okay, it seems to have taken a little while as well. It's when something seems to be like hanging in the back of your head for a while. So if you've been waiting for something, okay, or something to be signed, like a contract to be signed, something like that, or a situation to come to an end, let's say. All right, I want to say there's celebrations around you. You're probably going to hear about this in the next 3 to 4 weeks as well. And it's going to be good news. Okay, there's definitely good news. I see you going out there partying with people. So like, even if it's a little dinner party, little coffee shop party, it doesn't matter. But what I want to say is go and celebrate when you get this good news. It's like justice has been done, or something's come to like fruition. It's coming out in your favour. I hope that does make sense to you, Carolyn. If it doesn't, it will.
This along with the cookie. Good evening, Lisa.
Do you know what I've also got in my purse, right? No, it's talking about like the fortune cookie things, but do you know when you do something really random and actually then it ends up really making sense, right? Do you know that Zelda, and it's like a mannequin in a thing in
the fair,
yeah.
It looks a bit of a mix-up of the punch bloke from Punch and Judy, gone weird, wizardy, witchy.
Yeah. Sort of slash Satan.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's sort of like that, right? And I've still got the thing in my purse. But do you know, at that one moment, everything on that made so much sense, and so I kept it. It's in there. Lisa Hall, good evening.
How long have you kept that for?
Well, only since I went on holiday it was this year.
Oh, I don't think I've seen one of them in however many years.
I'll tell you where it was. It was on the pier at, we went to Devon. I'll come to me in a minute. It was like some seaside town we went to near Devon. And honestly to God, it was like, I was like, I haven't seen one of those things for years.
It's nearly as good as Mr. P's automated cards, was it?
Well, almost.
No,
Linda,
nothing's as good as that. Linda Quinn, hi. I have felt this coat of light hug me during my meditation. I long to get this feeling again, but find it difficult. Is there anything I can do to bring this into my life more often? Thank you, guys. Oh, I think that is sometimes, when you experience something, it's like when you have a really good dream and you want to go back and you can't go back, can you? And Polly's laughing. A good dream doesn't mean a dirty dream, Polly. Come on. But when you think, just shut my eyes again and it'll come back and I can carry on in that moment, and it doesn't come back. I think that's a little bit what you have in your meditation. She might have to go off air in a moment because she's just going to giggle now. But I think when you overthink it, that's why you can't get it back. And you just need to go, maybe change the meditation up a bit. Not keep doing the same one if that's what you're trying to do to get it back. And that feeling may have been what you needed for that moment. It doesn't mean it won't come back, Linda. It just maybe you're overthinking it in the meditation. She is giggling her head off now. Look, I was talking about nice and comfortable. What is wrong with you two today? Honest, right, I'll just carry on my own because these two have just, I know what I meant and you two are just thinking it in a bad way. I mean when you have a nice, yeah, they probably are they? All right then, well I know what I meant and I was actually being quite clean for a change, thank you. I just mean, you do have a dream where it makes you smile and think of nice things and then you don't want to wake up, but these two have turned it into something smutty. I do apologise, Linda. She's lost it. You've lost it because you've gone on mute. Everyone in chat is laughing. Wow. Sorry, Linda. Unprofessional. How are they? They're very unprofessional. But anyway, that's what I think. There you go. Polly, when you stop laughing, what's your thoughts? She's laughing. That's good, Linda. You're laughing with us.
Gosh, me. I cannot breathe.
She can't breathe. Anyway, you'll get that. Look, she is laughing with us. You'll get that feeling back, Linda.
Right, Linda, yeah, absolutely.
We'll talk about my dreams next time, shall we? That's obviously keep you going.
Honestly, I can't even tell you about some of the ones I've had recently. No, seriously, they're not like that. No, I just wanted to add, sorry, no, I'm trying to be sensible. Okay.
Hang on, she said, thank you, guys. Don't thank them, thank me, Linda. I said you're overthinking it. They were too busy laughing and being smutty. I was the one said you're overthinking it. But go on, Polly. I
actually had a conversation with somebody the other day. Similar. I have lots of conversations with somebody, a very good friend of mine, and we were talking about meditations, right? And not the same sort of meditation, maybe, but it was like what was it? Gold? Was it silver violet flame? Violet
flame, or the silver one, whatever you want.
Flame.
Yeah.
Meditation.
The violet healing light.
The first one she did, she said it absolutely blew her mind, like literally. And she said that she was expecting that the second time, if that makes sense, and feeling really enlightened afterwards, and it just wasn't. It just wasn't the same. She said it was still good, but it was just not the same as that first one. So yeah, I think it's one of those things that sometimes you need that experience at that time, and maybe whatever they had to do to you at that moment enlighten you, or I don't know, enlighten you, whatever needed to happen at that moment happened, and that you don't need to do that again for a little while. So almost don't expect it. Don't have an expectation next time you do a meditation. Just go with it, because one day you'll do a different meditation and it'll probably blow your mind again. So just really just go with it. Stop it, Jane. You'll get me started now.
I'm just really blow your mind, Linda.
Blow your head off.
Oh. Oh, now I'm laughing because I just picked a card, truth be told. And the first thing, as you said that, I was looking at that mask and thought it's like he's blowing him out the top of his head. And then you said blow his head off. So there you go. Dear. And then the hours are making me think twit-twoo, because they're all like twit-twooing around me. I'm never talking about my dreams again. And yes, Terry, I don't know how I'll keep a straight face. I see your comment. I keep a straight face because I'm trying to be professional.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a fun show. And even I think Stacey said it's because what do you expect when you two have been up all night?
Oh, to be fair, I'm almost delusional at this moment. Do you know when you wake up and you feel like you've got jet lag and all you've done is go on a paranormal investigation? I literally feel like I've got jet lag. And when you sort of a bit like, I don't exactly know what I'm doing or where I am or what my name is or where I come from.
Do you think though it's not just that? Because all I've been saying, my favourite word for the last week has been vague. Everything I'm doing is vague. If people talk to me, I seem to be vague. If I'm vague where I put something. I'm vague if I've had the same conversation. So everything I keep saying, the word vague comes out of it, like I'm in a world of, I said to you two, I'm having an out-of-body experience. I feel like I'm not me. Someone else is in my body at the moment, and I'm watching somebody else work me like a robot. So maybe it's just a shifting that's going on at the moment as well, whether you're tired or not. Is it, off which she was laughing at us then, is it normal to feel sad and cry when meditating, Claire asked? Why does it say, that is very normal, Claire.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, especially if, again, it's no different to Linda feeling that hug, that warmth around her, is it? It's the same. It's shifting. I've had that with when I've done healing. Clients have cried while I'm healing them, but they're asleep. They're having a little snooze while I'm healing, but they're literally crying. And then I've had my hands feel like they've hovered and moved. I haven't moved them. It's like they've moved somewhere else, and I've jolted forward because they obviously need it. So anything, any kind of meditation is like a healing, isn't it? We're closing ourselves down, and we're trying to, I mean, in the early stages, you're trying to uplift yourself and clear your head. So you will, again, move blockages and move any negativity or any emotions that need, removing and taking out. That unblocking is the word I'm going to try and find.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's totally normal to cry. Totally normal.
And especially if you've been, I mean, I know that at the moment, and I know with you as well, Jane, that we're so busy for one reason or another, whether it's work or our kids or whatever it is. And you can be so on autopilot that you're sorting them out, sorting this out, and then trying to work at the same time. And then you've got to do this, and then you've got to do that. And actually, when you meditate, you are literally coming back to the here and now. It's about you. You're in that moment, in that space. And if you need to release, because the sort of meditation you're doing is maybe, like you said, working on a particular chakra or energy center, and that energy center needs to release. It needs to release, and often when we release, we either cry or we laugh, don't we?
Yeah.
And
that feeling of sadness isn't necessarily you're feeling sad now. It's moved an emotion or a past sadness while you were meditating. That's why you felt it. Doesn't mean you came out of it sad and you're going to stay sad. It's just it's taking you back somewhere to a sad memory or a sad sort of feeling, and that's why you had that feeling of crying.
Or like you said, when you're doing the like when you're doing a healing and they'd be in quite an unconscious state and then suddenly release, because that area of your body needs to release. And I don't think we do enough, we as in release enough, because we walk around like we have to be tough, we have to do this, we have to do that, we have to sort this, we have to sort that. Something's got to give at some point, and if it's when you're having a lovely meditation, you're feeling all relaxed, that needs to come out, just let it come out. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I've just, funny enough, 2 cards fell out when I picked them up. I got mending again, and I got regeneration. So I've said that right, regeneration. Yeah. So Claire, mending again, it's meditating is a form of healing. It's helping you mend. It's helping you to move forward. We all have to do it, even when we start our spiritual journey. We all have to do it when we work spiritually. We have to make sure we're in a good place to help others. And the regeneration, although that looks a bit bleak, that card, it looks like some sort of volcano has erupted and left dead wood. It is about how we come out of something, how we rebuild ourselves and regrowth and stuff like that. So don't see that as a bad thing. See that as a positive thing when you're doing that and meditating. I'd be more worried when people come out of a meditation and felt nothing or had nothing. You don't have to remember, but if you come out feeling like you've just wasted 10, 15 or 30 minutes of your time, I'd be more worried about that than not coming out having some kind of sensation. So it's a positive thing in my book.
Why do I keep hearing some sort of squeaky noise?
My dog was whining. I think he wanted to communicate with you, Polly. He's acting very weird. He is acting very weird. He was whining, but not squeaky. I don't know. It
sounded like, a squeaky bed. But I don't know.
Oh, back on that, are we? Back on that smart, are we?
No, it just sounded like, when something's all like, something squeaky. It was just with my ears. I couldn't work out what it was. So we've got for you, Claire, clear the past, heal the present. Again, I had that one earlier. And we have talking shelter. The answers are within. Okay. I really do feel like you're another one, actually, that could do a really good energy healing session, to be fair. I do feel as well like some cutting cords from the past would be actually really good for you, or really relevant to you, Claire. When I say cutting cords from the past, I want to say that you're a really good coper. You're one of those people that really does drive forward on an everyday basis, really, and almost living on fresh air, literally, with regard to energy. I really do feel with you need to get your energy back, or at least have your energy balanced up. So if you haven't recently had some sort of healing, I would suggest that it might be a good idea for you to look into. It definitely will help you, and sleep as well at the moment for you, Claire. In fact, I will say you probably meditate and feel more rested after a meditation than a night's sleep as well. So it's really looking into ways of sort of mindfulness and well-being for you at the moment. You're another one that feels like you would be sort of really ready to be pushing forward on a spiritual path, actually, Claire. I don't know about you at all, so I don't know if you are already, but absolutely, you're a real empath, like almost so empathic that you're feeling everything at the moment as well. So make sure you do protect your energy, ground yourself, really put up protection around your energy as well. Wear some tiger's eye and some amethyst, I want to say to you. I hope that helps.
Yeah, I was just going to ask Claire if she's got some form of neuralgia. She's got some neuralgia I'm getting around her as well. So I don't know whether she's tense when she's meditating, because I feel like I'm getting jaw ache. So anyway, then moving on. Hello, Holly Jean. First time watching us. Thank you, Holly.
Hi, Brianne.
Hello, Jamie. 25701. Sounds like the CIA, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, Jamie.
Hi, Lisa. Oh, we said hello to Lisa.
We did. Celine. Lately, I feel presence in my house and have lots of visions. I wonder if I have spiritual gifts. Please, I need guidance. Well, it's back. It's like we were saying with the whistling and stuff like that, isn't it? If you're getting a feeling of presence, you've got to go with it. You've got to trust what you're feeling. Too many people second guess it and worry and try and dismiss it. So you must go with it. If you're seeing if you're having visions. A lot of my visions used to come in my sleep when I used to first get them. Then I used to get strange things if I was sat in the car daydreaming. Not a good idea, people, if you're at the traffic lights either. You get a lot of tooting when they go green. So yeah, I hate the word gifts. Everyone that watches my show knows I hate the word gifts, but that doesn't mean you're not opening up spiritually. No, that, you know, if you're feeling sensations, you must go with it. If you're not happy about it, then obviously just close it down. But I definitely agree that is an opening. That's getting it, opening up your spiritual awareness.
Absolutely. I would say if you are having visions, if you're talking about visions, are you talking about premonitions? All right. If you're having visions of things that maybe haven't happened yet, what I would do is write them down. Okay. Not to go telling somebody that's involved in your vision, okay, because you could worry them or scare them, but definitely write them down, because if you write things down, even significant dreams, I want to say write down, because if you look into the meanings of dreams or visions, or symbolic things, for example, and then they come about or happen, then you're going to start seeing proof or looking back on the proof that you are having these things, okay? You are having these moments, if you like. And yes, you are certainly becoming more aware spiritually. Go with it. As long as any presence in your house doesn't feel like a dark presence and it feels like a lighter presence, something that is just around you, possibly a guide or a spirit loved one of your own. All right, that's great. If you're worried about anything or presence or feelings in your home, then I suggest that you get a good medium that can maybe do an energy cleanses in your home. Okay, again, only if you're worried about it. I know that I've had things in my house, I'm not worried about them at all. Same with you, Jane. But if I know if I was worried or concerned, I'd have somebody right in sorting it out. Because the only reason I wouldn't do it myself is because I'm already personally emotionally involved with my own property in my house and my family. So by having somebody I would trust coming in to do that for me, I know that it's going to be done in a professional way, if you like.
Yeah, and I definitely agree that don't go rushing off telling someone, last night I see this and this was going to happen to you, because one, it doesn't go down too well with family and friends, especially if you are going to start out using your spiritual stuff, because they not only look at you like, really, they can get quite angry and defensive about it. And also when you're starting with your visions, if it's anything like mine, and sometimes even now they're weird, you have to learn how to decipher them, which is why it's good to write them down, because some of it won't make sense, even if it does. If you find out it comes, if you write it down and then something happens, you may only find bits of it make sense still, because it takes a lot of practice to work out what that vision is telling you, or what that message is that you're trying to get across. They don't make it easy, because if they did, everyone would be doing it. They don't give you a written book on this is what's happening, I want you to do this. You actually have to try and decipher it yourself. It is a bit like going back to the CIA. It's coded, and you work out the code. And each medium, each psychic person works it differently because of their abilities, how they are working in their selves, and what that message means. I picked the tribe for you. Looks a bit like Noah's Ark, but there's a little face on that just reminds me, with that tribe, I'm going to say that's more not find your tribe, but find somewhere, find a circle or a workshop, or just something where you can just feel and work on what you're getting, and get people around you to work with you, because it is the best way to start out as well. Sometimes you need that extra help, because you could be writing things down and still not really understand it. So if you just joined your tribe, your circle, or a little group, and I say little because I think it would be better to keep it small for you at the moment, you'll have a better understanding of what's going on, and you'll start deciphering it and breaking it down and working with what your spiritual abilities are, because visions are very apt for anybody, whether it's past, present or future. I can work remotely, so my visions can be past, present or future. Normally, if I have a vision at night, it's going to be something that's going to happen. It's not something that's already happened. If I have a vision while I'm awake, I'm usually picking up a scenario around somebody that's just been to me or is going to come to me. But it's good to work with other people to work out how you're going to open that up, and that's your guidance really, to get others to support and help you and work out how to deliver. So I hope that helps, Celine. Okay.
Right.
So lovely people, we're to the end of our show. Polly, you're making me feel like I need to go and wrap up. You look like you're like a little teddy bear there with your jacket on.
Well, when I came in, it was cold, so I put the heater on, and obviously then, because I'm in a confined space, then it was like a complete sweat lodge. So then I took my top off, and then it was cold, so I put one on again. So yeah, that's how it goes. That's how my life rolls.
That's how it goes. That's how she rolls in her spiritual hut.
It's been so good. I was thinking, I don't know how I'm going to keep myself awake till today, but actually I feel like I've come through it. I feel like I've enjoyed this show. Lovely working with my lovely Jane.
Lovely working with my lovely Polly.
And we will see you again in 2 weeks' time.
Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Spiritual Psychics TV. Online. Spiritual Psychics TV isn't just an online broadcasting service. We also offer many features via our website. SPTV offers a unique directory that uses geolocation to find your nearest reader or venue, just by using your postcode. The Academy section allows anyone to upload and create their own spiritual courses within minutes. For those who like to read, then our online magazine area will offer just that. The SPTV shop enables anyone to start their online shop, be it to sell used or new items. You can also find our schedule and information about our shows.
Spiritual Psychics TV, bringing spiritual people together.